Just making a quick video on LG PTAC repair. You can see this one has a couple issues. We turned it on. And it's making that loud noise. And the heat isn't working as well. So it's just blowing cold air. And the blower wheel is making contact with something, so we're gonna fix this. Alright, so step number one is to disconnect the power to the unit, which is... Now that the power's off to the unit, we can remove the cover. Just lift it off. Put that to the side. Alright, then there's a screw right here we can take out. And then flip this cover up. And there's 3 plugs right here. You're gonna want to disconnect these. 3 plugs. Now there's a mesh grill right here with a couple screws you want to take out. And remove this grill. Give us access to the blower and the heating coil. That to the side. Now we're going to remove the heating coil right here. There's a screw on the right side right here to remove. And there's 2 screws on the left side here. Also need to remove. Now that that's out, kind of pull this up. The wires are kind of tucked in this notch right here. Just want to pull these out. This little notch, there we go. Now we can lift the heating coil out of the unit. Put that to the side. We have a good heating coil right here, but we need to wait to put it in. So the next step here is to remove this blower. It's making contact with the side here, and I'll show you. There's a bushing on these blowers that go bad. This kind of little rubber thing right here gets loose over time, and then causes issues like this. So we're gonna have to remove this. So remove the blower. The motor's sitting right here. And there's a screw right here, a screw right here, and then there's one way in the back there that you can't even see. And that's going to be the hardest one to get. So essentially we have to take out as many screws in this so we can kind of push this part to the side right here, and that'll give us access to this screw, and the one way in the back. We can take off the motor, get the fan out, and then put it in here. I have my drill right here. There's a little flexible bit, and it's just going to make it a lot easier to get these screws out, especially the one way in the back there. You almost need this flexible bit for your drill to kind of bend between this thing and get to that screw in the back so you can take out the motor. So get yourself a flexible drill bit. Alright, so now we took out as many screws from this as possible, so we can kind of move these covers over, and what that's going to allow us to do is get the flexible bit in from the top here and get that screw in the back of the motor cover. I already took off the front too. Those ones are easy. It's this one in the back. So again, we're putting this flexible bit down in here, kind of putting our hand back there and guiding it to the bolt, and we can twist it off. Alright, now that the screw's undone, you can take this cover off right here. Kind of just slides back. You don't need to take it all the way out. And that gives us access to the motor. So what we have to do is, if you look inside there, here, there's a little set screw right there. Not sure if you can see it. But it's a small Allen key, so you're going to want to get smallest, longest Allen key you can find, and pretty much just put it through and loosen up the set screw. Once you loosen up that set screw, you can kind of just pull the motor off right here. And once the motor's pulled off from the fan, you can gently remove the fan from the unit. And here it is. And this is why it was making noise, because this rubber grommet here is busted. So you can see in here where it fell out. So we're gonna put a new fan in. It has a good grommet. We're pretty much gonna put everything back in reverse order. So I have the new fan piece here, and we're pretty much just gonna install everything in reverse order again. So we're gonna put this in, put the motor back in, hit the set screw, tighten that up. Then the motor in place, we're gonna put these screws back on. It's gonna be almost impossible to get that one in the back on, so as long as you get the two in the front, that should hold the motor perfectly fine. This piece on the top here came out and gave me better access to those screws when I was taking it off. And then we're just gonna put as many screws back on of this piece here as possible, and doesn't matter, they're all the same size, they'll all fit. If you miss one or two, not a big deal. So once that's back on, we'll slide the heating coil into the unit like so, and then we should be good to go. So once everything's back in place, don't forget to put this mesh grill back on. And then also, more importantly, these connectors here, you're gonna want to put these back in place as well, or else nothing will work. All right, those three connectors are back in place. The cover's back on the unit, so we can turn on the power and test it. Alright, the fan is blowing, it's nice and quiet, it's not making contact, and I feel warm air coming out, so there's heat. So this unit is fixed, and in this case we're a hotel, so I can put this room back in order. Holiday Inn. Another successful repair.